Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you for another Kagurabachi Manga chapter review. This is going to be Manga chapter 17 titled T. So, let's get into it. Now, this chapter was a little confusing at first. It was a little confusing. I did not understand what was going on. I had no idea what was happening because the beginning of the chapter starts off right where we left off from 3 weeks ago with Chihito and Sojo meeting each other at the laboratory type of place that they were experimenting a chart at, and they both only had 12 seconds because Sojo he took a lot of damage fighting off. I honestly forget the group's name. I forget the group's name, but that group that was specifically made to kill Sojo, he was fighting them, and he got somewhat damage from the well, not somewhat. He got like a whole spear on the side of his on the side of his side, just punctured him. So he got pretty messed up in that fight. And Chihito, he was still messed up from the fight with Sojo a few days ago. Now Char did heal his right hand. His right hand was the most messed up from that fight. It was so damaged that he could barely wield his sword. Char did heal it. The rest of his body was still jacked up, but his right hand was good enough to where he can actually sword fight in a somewhat okay condition. And they both only had 12 seconds to fight each other because that's all they can really do with the magic techniques they have. So yeah, they both only have 12 seconds. Like I said, that was a lot to say. So it picks up right where we left off, and we see them flying towards each other, just like the last chapter, and they clash. And in the very next panel, they're inside of a room, and Sojo's eating this candy that Chihito made, and Sojo's like, instead of just killing each other, how about we just talk to each other man to man about everything that's happening? Because it'd just be a waste to kill each other, right? And I was like, what? So they started fighting, and then they clash. But a few panels later, we actually get to see them fight. It cuts back and forth from them sitting down talking over to them actually fighting. So I'm guessing either the author is showing two different scenarios. The real scenario, obviously, them fighting. But the other scenario where, yeah, they could have just sat down and talked this out. Or this is sort of like their subconscious talking, to each other. I don't know. That really confused me. Like, I was like, did my reaction because my face, man. I was like, okay, they're fighting. Next panel, they're sitting down talking. I'm like, what is happening? Why are they talking? Why would Chihito even talk to this guy about anything? So I guess let's get the whole talking portion out of the way. Because the real thing that we're here for is obviously the fight. That's what's actually happening. The fight is what is actually happening in real time, in real life. So them talking, it doesn't really come up to anything too crazy. Basically, they just go back and forth about Chihito is the son of his dad. I forget how to say his dad's name, but obviously Sojo's really interested the fact that he's the son of the guy he looks up to so much. Chihito's trying to explain to him that his his mindset of what his dad stood for and what he's doing with the Mystic Sword is all wrong. His dad would never stand for what he's doing, and that's not what he really wants to do. Sojo's like, nah, your whole save the weak, kill the wicked, that's not how I roll. I just hate that kind of belief. And don't tell me anything else about your father, because after every book that I ever read about him, any information that I know about him, I already made up in my mind the type of person that your dad is. So if you have any other type of different view on him or what he actually like, I don't want to hear it. I just want to keep what I know and what I think. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I would assume he want to know the real person his dad was, but I guess not, because he said he doesn't want to know at all. And then he also says that he let me skip through the fighting parts. I want to go through the talk parts and then the actual fighting, obviously. I forgot this was in my head. This always happens. I forget my pick is in my head. Near the end of it, we do get this one nice scene where he says, "That's what I thought too, but unfortunately you're wrong. Anybody is capable of representing him. That's why there's no meaning to this fight." And then they keep on fighting anyway, and we see Chihito actually eat the candy. Now I don't know if that was supposed to be representative of anything, because at the beginning of the chapter, Sojo was eating the candy, and Sojo eating the candy, and Chihito was like, it's my recipe. Go ahead and eat it. I don't like sweets, that's why I'm not eating it. But near the end of the fight, he starts to actually eat it, and then we get a flashback with his dad saying that the fact that these tools can kill people, talking about the mystic swords, doesn't change. That doesn't mean that there are correct answers by looking at the world with your own eyes. Let's learn together, little by little. And Chihiro actually starts to eat the candy, and the rest of the chapter is the fight. And I guess let's go into the fight portion because that's what's actually happening. There was one little thing I wanted to mention. Throughout this whole battle, we do cut over to the rest of the group that Sojo just beat. And obviously the whole platform fell because he beat everybody. Everybody's on the ground. I'm pretty sure they're dead. We do see one member alive. He does like kind of stand up. He's all bloodied up, but I don't know who specifically that's supposed to be. I kind of forgot. It's been 3 weeks. But he sort of sits up. He's all bloody. He can't move. But there was 2 panels. We see one panel where one piece of that huge platform fell right on top of somebody's like stomach. So that person's probably dead. I'm guessing it's the guy with the mask over his face that can harden like Hiroshima, because we see his mask off to the side, and then right next to him, or right next to the mask, we see that like piece of a boulder right on his stomach. So I'm guessing that's him, and he's most likely dead. That was a huge chunk of a boulder falling on his stomach. I think he's dead. Number 2, we also see another piece of the platform in the ocean, and there's somebody underneath that piece. So that person's probably dead too. That kind of huge chunk of earth falling on top of you, plus you're underwater. Yeah, no, those people are leaving. Everybody else might just be banged up, but those 2 are at least confirmed dead. I don't know. Well, I guess the mask guy and whoever else was underwater. I don't know who that was supposed to be, but those 2, they're done. They're done. Anyway, let's get into the actual fight. So the fight is commencing, and it's a really good fight. They're clashing mid-air. They're going so fast at each other and hitting each other so hard, and the pressure of the air that is making the rooftop that they're fighting over break, which I thought was really cool. We get one nice sequence where Sojo was going to come in for a kill shot, but Chihiro kicked his arm to the side, and they both threw out an attack that almost hit each other. As soon as he kicked his arm to the side, his attack that Sojo was doing went like this, that close to Chihiro's head. He's like, whoa. And that attack that Chihiro was doing kind of missed because he had to block that attack, so it went like that close to Sojo's head. He's like, whoa. They keep on fighting, and Chihiro sacrificed his arm in order to land a pretty good shot on Sojo on the shoulder, which is wild. Because the next panel, we see his arm just fly to the side, and Sojo's like, this guy, he let me cut off his arm just so he can dodge and get a good hit off of me. I'm like, what? I mean, Char can heal stuff now. So the arm should be able to reattack, no problem. But still, I thought that was pretty wild. And I'm pretty sure that's his left arm, because I think his right arm is his dominant arm. And we still see him fighting with the sword. So, and he doesn't say anything like, oh no, I don't have my dominant arm anymore. So, or he doesn't really say anything too much throughout the whole fight. He's just mainly talking to Sojo during like the tea time talk, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, they're still fighting each other, and Sojo realizes that, I'm faster than this guy and a bit more powerful, but what he's doing is able to keep up with me and to keep up with my strikes. Also, I kind of understand what kind of techniques this guy has, and he goes over all the list of techniques that Chihiro has been able to pull out so far against him. He goes, I could consume a lot of Gin Rigoku and use a powerful lightning strike on him, but I got about 6 seconds left, and if I do this, I'm only gonna have about 3 seconds left. Should I do it? Bumping. It's just an all or nothing gamble. Let's do it. So he consumes a lot of Gin Rigoku, and he starts going crazy around Chihiro. We see all the trees around Chihiro break in an instant. That's how fast he's going. And then throughout the whole chapter, we see both time limits for both characters. So Chihiro has 6 seconds since he's not using a ton of Gengoku, and now Sojo only has 3 seconds left because he just consumed a ton of it. He goes in for a kill shot, but then Chihiro's able to jump around him and do another pretty good attack on his shoulder. And he's like, what the? Sojo's like, what the hell? How is he able to do this? And then we get what I just said about what his dad just said. And he tries to go in for another shot, Sojo, but then Chihiro cuts off Sojo's arm. Okay. I'm talking about, they both got one arm down. The clock keeps clicking down. Yeah, clicking. the clock keeps going down, and after Shahito cuts off Sojo's arm, he says, "With a heavier killer instinct, I'll slice you." And he comes in behind Sojo. Sojo sees him coming in, and he tries to ring his arm around with the lightning to hit him like that. But Shahito was able to. This kind of confused me. So he swings his arm behind him to cut Shahito, but he misses. Shahito's still right behind him, but it's like, I guess Sojo thought he was right here, so he'll be able to cut him. But Shahito's actually like 2 or 3 feet behind that, so he swings and miss. And Sojo does say something to where he says he deactivated. Oh, my bad. I just realized what he said. He was moving so fast, he calculated where Shahito should be so he could slice him. But Shahito deactivated Nishiki, that makes him go faster. That's why he was a bit more slower. That's why he was 2 or 3 feet behind that slash he just did. So he's like, oh, he slowed down. That player, he's smart. I thought that was really good. He's like, oh, he slowed down. Not bad, not bad. With 1 second left, Shahito was able to do a slice off on him with the gold fist. He doesn't do a name attack, but it does slice Sojo on the side, and we see a huge amount of blood go everywhere. We see a huge wind gust, and the tree right beside him gets cut in half, and the 12 seconds are up. So I'm pretty sure Sojo's not going to be able to move after that. I mean, if he is, that's kind of wild, but I really doubt it. Sar should be able to reattach his arm, so yeah, I guess that's good. So I guess Shahito can get this Mystic Sword now and get some information out of Sojo before he fully dies. Or maybe Char can heal him up a little bit so they can get some information out of him. But I doubt he'll say anything. Well, maybe. You never know. So I guess that's 1 Mystic Sword down. I don't know if Shahito's going to use all these, right? Because there's about 6 of them. He can't use 6 swords unless he's going to do, like, pull a Zoro. You know? Unless he's going to pull a Zoro and starts to put one in his mouth and between his fingers or something. I think he's just going to stick with the sword he has now, but obviously have all the other swords locked up so he can get them back. Those are his dad's swords, so. I don't know. I guess he's going to lock up the swords. There is that warehouse off to the side that Mr. Sabi went to. Now, he doesn't look scuffed up, so I'm pretty sure he beat those 2 sorcerers pretty easily. And he didn't say anything about the Mystic Swords. Now, there wasn't technically a lot of time to talk. Because as soon as he came up to talk to Shahito, boom, Sojo was right there and they started fighting. So, yeah, so maybe there was a Mystic Sword or maybe some information, but we'll find that out next chapter. And, yeah, this was good. This is now this should have been happening on the platform. Because on the platform, I didn't feel like Sojo should have gotten beat that easily. Because when he came to fight Shahito here, he was huffing and puffing. He said he only got 12 seconds left. And I was like, well, the only attack that really got off on you was that one spear attack move on your side. Other than that, we didn't really see any other attacks hit you. And it wasn't like, you know, you guys been fighting for a while. When we cut away from that fight, we picked up right where we left off. So it didn't seem like he took that much damage. And they had some good techniques to hold him down and stuff, but that was really just for one attack. Other than that, I didn't really feel like they were like the Sojo killing team machine as they were hyping up to be. That's just in my opinion. Because they did have some cool techniques with each other to hold Sojo down and do that one attack on him on the side. But other than that, it was just that one attack. They didn't really show too much more. Yeah, we are the perfect team to kill him. I didn't really see too much of that, really. But anyway, that's the chapter. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think you all there be a wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. All right.